Okay. Call the meeting to order at 6 o'clock. Sarah, will you do roll call?
John Hardy.
Here.
Linda Barnhart.
Present.
Eric Goff.
Here.
Buchanan Norton. Tim Lewis.
Present.
Daniel Gantz. Michael Bush.
Here.
Troy Barrett. Brandon Hanks.
Okay, we do have a quorum. Approval of the agenda.
Move to approve.
Motion by Mr. Goff to approve the agenda as submitted.
Second.
Second by Mr. Lewis. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the agenda is approved. Do we have anybody that signed up to speak under the open governmental process? The record shows there's no one that wants to unload on us tonight. Approval of the meeting minutes.
Move to approve.
Motion by Mr. Goff to approve the meeting minutes as submitted.
Second.
Second by Mr. Lewis. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain due to absence.
Okay, let the record show there's one abstention by Mr. Bush due to absence. Okay, the motion passed. We have two public hearings this evening. Boyd's Crossing Loop Road.
The first public hearing tonight's a request for major plan change approval. The project is Boyd's Crossing Loop Road, file 2508-226, tied to 2212-380. The developer is DRB Group and the engineer is Morrison Ritchie. It's located in the Mill Creek District, tax map 9, parcel 47. The property is located approximately a quarter mile east of Interstate 81 along the south side of Runnymede Road, approximately half a mile west from Winchester Avenue. The major plan change proposes 51 townhomes and one single-family detached lot and includes the associated driveway and utility service locations alongside the loop road, including extension of the sanitary main. On January 20th, 2026, County Engineer Doug Smith deemed the above-mentioned project compliant with the subdivision ordinance. The major plan change meets the requirements of the subdivision ordinance, therefore staff recommends approval.
Okay, do we have anyone to represent the project?
Matt Monahan with DRB Homes.
Thank you. Public hearing, questions or comments regarding Boyd's Crossing Loop Road are now up for discussion.
If there's nobody from the public to speak, move to close public hearing.
Okay, let the record
Second.
show there's no people to speak to us from the public. I have a motion by Mr. Goff, second by Mr. Bush to close public hearing. All those in favor? Opposed? Public hearing's now closed. How about you, Planning Commission members? Do you have questions of the applicant's representative or of the staff?
Hearing none, Madam President, I make a motion to accept staff recommendation for approval of the major plan change.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Bush, second by Mr. Goff to accept the plan change as submitted, and to move it, approval for the major plan change. I'm sorry, we're not doing anything. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries.
Thank you.
Next public hearing is Kenneth Fry, the second family transfer.
Yes, this is a public hearing for request for waiver for Kenneth Fry, the second family transfer. The file is 2601-007. The developer is Kenneth Fry II, and the surveyor is Polaris Land Surveys. It's located in the Arden District, tax map 7, parcel 6.2, and is located on the west side of Connector Road, approximately 0.2 miles south of Golf Course Road. The developer is proposing two 2.54 acre residential lots to be served by public water and septic. This subdivision would create a 0.93 acre residue lot, which is currently improved with a dwelling and accessory structure. The developer is requesting a waiver to section 302.1.d.1 of the subdivision and land use ordinance, requiring a 50-foot right-of-way from the proposed family transfer lots to a WVDOH right-of-way. The applicant's proposing a 25-foot access easement for the first 100 yards to avoid an existing garage. The proposed 25-foot access easement would be 10 feet from the structure. After the initial 100 feet, the required 50-foot wide access easement would be provided. Given the information provided and existing disposition of the parcel, staff recommends approval of the waiver contingent on the following. WVDOH is satisfied with the 25-foot wide entrance and issues an entrance permit for the proposed shared access. And 2, the proposed access easement is relocated to avoid the existing structure not shown on the provided exhibit. The access easement must be at least 10 feet from the structure.
Thank you. Do we have anyone to represent the project? Kenneth Fry, the second family transfer.
Jody Rozier.
Thank you. Okay, public hearing, questions or comments?
If there is no one, I move to close public hearing.
Second.
Let the record show that there's no comments, and have a motion of Mr. Goff, second by Mr. Bush, to close the public hearing. All those in favor? Opposed? Public hearing is now closed. Planning Commission members, do you have questions of Ms. Brochus or of the staff?
I do. Ms. Rozier, I guess there's a aerial photo here with a red circle on it around a structure that appears to be in that access easement. Is that what staff qualification number 2 is?
Yes, it's storage buildings that have, one of them has been taken down and we're working at getting it removed.
I got you. I was just trying to do the math and how you would get around that thing there. And it might just be a silly question, so feel free to tell me that. Why wouldn't, if we're doing this carve out for the garage up front, why wouldn't we just carve out immediately around the garage? Why wouldn't we start at 50 feet, go to 25, and then go back to 50?
That's the main entrance of the property.
Uh-huh.
That is the existing driveway that my dad uses,
Uh-huh.
that I would have to use as well to
Uh-huh.
go back to my proposed lot.
Yeah, I guess I was just thinking if the goal is to get 50 feet anyway, why wouldn't we carve out just immediately around that garage? And we start with 50, go to 25, and get to 50 again. Instead of
That's
starting
what
there.
Mr. Sager had etched out originally. He was telling me that there was only like 38 feet from the property corner to the garage.
If DOH requires it to be a 50-foot wide.
That's what I was going with.
They're gonna have to give that 50-foot
Mhm.
at least 25 feet back, I think is what DOH requires. That's why I put caveat number 1, because I don't know if DOH is gonna be cool with 3 accesses, sharing an access off a 25-foot wide access.
Right, and that makes sense. Okay,
We do have a West Virginia Department of Highway existing permit there. There was a structure that had used that driveway before.
gotcha, but still waiting on the new one.
He was going to open it and add the second address to it.
It'll have to be updated
Yeah.
to say for
Yeah.
3
Right,
residential lots.
okay, yeah. I'm just curious. All right, I'm satisfied, thank you.
Okay.
I think we're covered with the first caveat you put in for the West, I mean, so,
Yeah, if it has to be bigger, then it has to be bigger.
Sure.
I don't have a problem with them, avoiding the garage, but if it has to be widened at the front, then I don't
Sure.
think it's something that they couldn't do. I think that's just how Chuck showed it on the plat.
Yeah, we can make it wider at the very beginning.
Yeah,
Of the lot, yeah.
it's completely up to DOH at this point.
sure.
They're only gonna want a 25-foot entrance because it's residential.
Well, I assumed, but I didn't want to speak for them. I mean, 50 is like commercial entrance, but they do different things sometimes. So I just wanted to cover all bases and.
I have tried other avenues,
Mhm.
access to the property, and they won't, West Virginia Department of Highways will not grant an entrance permit.
There's like a right angle curve on that road.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, if there's no further questions, I'm ready for a motion.
Madam President, I make a motion to accept the waiver request contingent upon the 2 criteria identified in the staff recommendation.
Second.
All right, have a motion by Mr. Bush, second by Mr. Goff, to accept staff recommendation, and as to grant the right-of-way easement, provided the 2 items in the staff report are addressed. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, preliminary plan approval, Applewood Farms.
Yes, this request for preliminary plan approval is for Applewood Farm Phase 1. The file is 2409-285. The developer is Thomas Companies LLC and the engineer is Fox and Associates. It's located in the Arden District, Tax Map 5, Parcel 1. The site's located on the south side of Apple Harvest Drive, approximately 1 mile west of its intersection with Interstate 81, just past Blue Ridge Community and Technical College. The developer's proposing 58 single-family detached lots, 62 duplex or villa lots, 184 single-family attached townhouse lots, and 264 multifamily apartment units, and 4 commercial outsale lots on 96.32 acres to be served by public water and sewer. At the August 5th, 2024 Planning Commission meeting, the developer was granted a waiver to Section 801, Table 8-1A, Item 7, reducing the number of parking spaces from 2.5 spaces per unit, plus 1 space per employee, plus 10% additional spaces for guests, to 2.1 spaces per unit, plus 1 space per employee, plus 10% additional spaces for guests. On January 30th, 2026, County Engineer Doug Smith deemed the above-mentioned project compliant with the subdivision ordinance. The preliminary plan meets the requirements of the subdivision ordinance, therefore staff recommends advancement of the preliminary plan to the final plat stage.
Do we have anyone to represent the project?
Gordon Poffenberg with Fox and Associates.
Thank you. This project was not easily acquired approval through the highway department because of Route 45, right? The condition,
They had to come to an
Based on the development of those four.
is that what they're doing?
We're making frontage improvements and we're making a donation to the Clee Road intersection improvements.
Really? Very kind of you.
And what's the timing of the completion of those projects?
UH did not specify when they issued the final thing on the traffic study. They probably will whenever they didn't even specify on the MM 109, I don't think, what their schedule was. If they do the improvements in the right of way, they kind of go off on their own thing. They haven't pushed any restrictions on this as far as the number of lots that could be platted.
And not to go on the soapbox about Department of Highways because we've been there before, but we just heard in the last presentation concern about an entrance permit for 2 houses, and there seems to be a lack of concern by the Department of Highway related to many more houses than that.
I would agree with that statement.
This is my own commentary, I guess. Mike, I hearken back when this issue came up, whenever it came up before, there was a lot of public outcry about the project. I find it interesting that nobody's here tonight. So I don't know if staff's not getting calls about the project anymore.
This is under the old ordinance, so the public hearing was at the concept stage.
Right, but there was a lot of interest. What I would think people will continue to follow these projects, but maybe that's just us that's interested in the planning process. I mean, I struggle with this because I struggle with my typical broken record about the 2 entrance requirement. What's the distance between these 2 roads? Do you know?
I don't know off the top of my head.
I mean, it doesn't look very far. And that's, and, I don't know how far is enough. The requirements don't say in the statute, but, I've got this thing where it's for health, safety, and emergency support to reach all these houses back here, and there's no interconnectivity from the back of the subdivision to anywhere else in the county.
We're providing a provision for one if
The Harold Drive.
if improvements are ever done to the Harold Drive corridor.
Okay. That would certainly be welcomed. I guess maybe not too optimistic that would happen, but
It would require a revision of the traffic study because the traffic study didn't include it.
which was done a couple of years ago, 24, I guess. So I'm just trying to,
What was
because,
the couple years ago?
it says 2024 was the traffic study.
Okay.
I'm just trying to because there's nobody here in the audience, I'm trying to bring forth on the record that there was a lot of consternation about this specific project in this specific area due to congestion on 45, due to the proximity to other communities that were being built and are being built at that point in time. You know, obviously there's no input from the schools here. There's a lot of questions. You know, I don't know that I'm going to vote against it, but this is a sizable project, and I carry forward those concerns that if DOH is not going to require a specific time frame for certain things to be done, that the developer may be in the position where they've done the right thing and they paid the money into Department of Highways, but Department of Highways is not holding up their end of the bargain. So this is a project that gives me concern. Again, I don't think I'm going to vote against it, but I wanted to say all that to bring forth the comments from the public. This was a hotly contested matter the last time it came forth.
I will add, we have not fielded any phone calls about this.
I think a lot of the audience members last time were the school board and teachers that showed up.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, remember, no matter what we do, the developer nor the county, we have no control over
I understand.
what, I mean, you know, we can sit here and look at it and say, there should be some easing into this to all these improvements got done, but you can't force it.
Well, I can address some of your concerns, Mike. I mean, and listen, like I know this is high density on a not very good road with one way in. If you have an accident here that blocks this entrance trying to get fire or EMS to the other entrance, coming around the backside is not going to be easy. There is some movement at the state level on the Harold Drive project. It's all tied in. I mean, there's some serious things that need to come together. I mean, the project up there on Taylor Station exit, the sports complex, that coming together with water storage and water and the Harold Drive project. And this is all, and obviously you're not going to build this out in a year. I mean, this is 3 to 5 years probably to build this out. I don't know what your all's timeline is, and who knows what the economy's going to do. I mean, the housing market may boom, it may tank. Who knows? I mean, I think we're on pretty unprecedented economic times right now. Yeah, but I'm hopeful that the Harold Drive project does move forward at the state level. Obviously, this builder and other developers have made a commitment to have this other entrance to the backside of this project, or at least are open to it.
Provide a right of way.
Yeah, provide us an easement, and there's other property owners that are involved, and we've had conversations with them, and they are interested in having that easement to have that roadway. The school, you know, how it affects the school board bothers me kind of, really doesn't bother me as much, because we haven't really seen the growth in our school systems. I mean, we've seen, you know, very minor growth in the school systems. They have not exploded. We've been experiencing around 100 new students a year. It seems that a lot of people that are moving to the Eastern Panhandle are people that do not have school-age children, or maybe they're educating their children in a different way. I feel like we have a lot of people that are fleeing here that have lived in Maryland and Virginia and areas where they've garnered some wealth in the homes that they live in. They've sold them. They have, you know, moving here to escape some of that. But as Mr. Bush said, I have concerns about the high impact of this area. I'm certainly hopeful that we can move this other entrance forward and help relieve that traffic in the commons to get out of there. Anything we can do up there helps exit 12. I hope we're not just moving a lot of this to exit 14 to start, you know, problems there as exit 14 as we have an exit 12. But as Doug said, there's really not a whole lot we can do. I mean, the developers meet the criteria and do what they say, and they get the permits and do what they need to do. There's not a lot that this commission can do without legal ramifications. So I just wanted to address your concerns, and hopefully some of our infrastructure concerns will catch up in the time frame that it takes to develop this out. So.
Fair point.
I mean, trust me, we did push on the traffic study
I'm sure.
rather hard.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess everything being said, it will depend on the public's perception of our approval process. You know, we may hear from the public again,
Mhm.
but because this isn't a public hearing, that's why I want everybody.
Yeah, and it's a preliminary process,
Yeah.
and John, good points. I mean, the infrastructure may catch up to the project when it gets running, and we might have more information from DOH. I just wanted to resonate those comments and my own personal concerns as the
Yeah.
project moves forward.
And I think those concerns are fair and valid. I mean, that's very fair and valid. I mean, you're looking, you said there's 800 foot in between there, and you know, you're always worried about getting emergency services to people that need them. And, you know, one, you know, kind of minor accident could really hem that up for a while.
It has been on our agenda and they met the criteria. And so I guess at this point, what we're doing is looking for a motion.
Madam President, I move that we take staff's recommendation that the preliminary plan meets the requirements of the subdivision ordinance of 2009. Therefore, I'll take staff's recommendation to advance the preliminary plan to the final plat stage.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion from Mr. Hardy, second from Mr. Goff to accept staff recommendation. And that is to move Applewood Farms Phase 1 through to the final plat stage. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries.
Thank you.
Yep. Comprehensive plan update.
Update.
Nothing new?
No,
Okay.
not lately. I will have, next meeting, I'll send you out our draft annual activity report, but I'll make sure I print copies for everybody.
Okay, great. Okay. Anybody have anything else? If there's nothing else,
Move
I'm
to
sure
adjourn.
we have a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Motion by Mr. Goff to adjourn at 6:21. Have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Lewis. All those in favor?